my life above reproach, understanding my actions reflect upon my fellow special agents and our agency.
So Gibbs talked to us. You serious about it?
Exciting developments in the NCIS universe, prequels, personalities, and potential romance. As fans eagerly await the return of NCIS for its 22nd season, the spotlight shines on beloved characters and intriguing new storylines. Austin Stoll opens up about portraying the stoic Jethro Gibbs in the upcoming NCIS Origins, a prequel that promises to delve into the backstory of one of television's most iconic agents. Meanwhile, Sean Murray, reprising his role as Agent McGee, is set to take viewers on another thrilling ride, all while fans speculate about his life beyond the screen, including his Hollywood connections and rumored co-star feuds. Adding to the excitement, hints of a potential love interest for Torres have sparked curiosity about the direction of the series. With creators discussing the evolving dynamic between Gibbs and Franks, this season is shaping up to be a must-watch. Don't miss out on the full story as NCIS continues to captivate audiences with its rich narrative and complex characters. Hey, lovely viewers, welcome to our channel show's update. Austin Stoll is emotional about playing stoic Jethro Gibbs in NCIS Origins. London AP. Once again, Austin Stoll is having the best day ever, all thanks to him winning the role of legendary TV character Leroy Jethro Gibbs in NCIS Origins. Since I got this job, it has just been day after day after day of the greatest day of my life, says Stoll, smiling. The actor has his shoulders back and chest up to portray the ex-Marine turned naval investigator, set 25 years before audiences first met NCIS star Mark Harmon. Harmon and his son Sean are behind the idea of this origin story of the special agent, who was on screen for 19 seasons from 2003 to 2021, solving crimes for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service in Virginia. Stoll says he'll be doing his best to live up to the role Harmon made famous and give viewers a new perspective on how the hero was born. Harmon, who narrates and pops up occasionally in the show, has been very supportive of Stoll, making himself available to chat about life, visiting the set and even texting, something technophobic Gibbs would never. Mark and I talk a lot about what it means to be the leader of a team, about what it means to be a leader of this set and crew, he says. Those conversations have been invaluable to me because I don't know what it's like. I've never been number one on a TV show before. The lessons he's learned: be on time, be kind, respectful and professional. He's also studied up on the NCIS universe, something he knew about but wasn't yet a super fan. In a pop quiz, Stoll correctly names all the franchise's 4 spin-off shows and only stumbles when it comes to Rule 3 of Gibbs' famous guidelines: never believe what you are told. He keeps the full list to read from time to time. As for the enduring audience appeal of Gibbs, Stoll reckons it comes down to his humanity. Gibbs doesn't wear a cape. He just has to use his brain and use his heart. I would argue that makes him the most super of the heroes because it's real. It's something that we can all accomplish. NCIS Origins isn't just the procedural that people know and love, says Stoll, despite it having all the crime-solving and fun banter of the franchise. This is much more in the vein of a true detective or, a darker crime piece. And that creates what could be uncomfortable situations on set. Very often I find myself kind of in a dark corner. His co-stars and fellow NIS investigators, the C hadn't been added in 1991 when the show starts, include Mariel Molino as Lala Dominguez and Caleb Feuds Randy. It's Gibbs' first job since leaving the Marines. He's got personal trauma and a big reputation, but he's also got the sniper focus and built-in lie detector needed to be an integral part of this mystery-solving team based at Camp Pendleton, headed up by Kyle Schmid's charismatic Mike Franks. I just got to play this for the first time the other night, where I look at a character and I just go, don't you? And just get to bury them in my eyes, Stoll says, laughing. Those eyes have been enhanced by special contact lenses to provide the correct, Mark Harmon crystal blue. NCIS Origins, which debuts Monday on CBS, has been shooting for 3.5 months. In that time, Stoll has come to realize the parallels between himself and Gibbs, a character who mistrusts technology, loves nature, and spends years building a boat in his basement. When he got the call about getting the part, Stoll was off-grid in Vermont. "I'm very much an analog person, so I'm very comfortable in this 1991 world where the reliance is on conversations and relationships as opposed to Siri and Alexa." Has Stoll learned to trust his gut, Gibbs style? "I read the pilot and immediately connected with who this guy was. And so my gut has told me that this is where I've been meant to be from the start," he says, on the verge of tears. "There is something that has awoken inside of me, almost like it was the character I've been waiting to play my whole life." Inside NCIS star Sean Murray's life, from famous family to rumored co-star feud. NCIS star Sean Murray will soon be back on our screens as Agent McGee, and fans can't wait to see where the upcoming series will take him. NCIS star Sean Murray is set to return as Agent McGee, but what else is there to know about the actor off-screen? Season 22 of the CBS police procedural is slated to kick off on Monday, October 14th, on CBS, with the main cast from the previous season ready to step back into their roles. Among the returning actors is Murray, who will once again portray the endearing Agent Timothy McGee. It's been over 2 decades since he first graced our screens, making his debut in Season 1, Episode 7, Sub Rosa, and now holds the title of longest-serving cast member. Let's take a closer look at the life of the 46-year-old star ahead of McGee and the rest of the team's return for NCIS Season 22 next week. Early career. While Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, and Kathy Najimy may have been the stars of the iconic Halloween movie Hocus Pocus, it was Murray's first role on the big screen. In the 1993 film, he played Thackeray Binks, a 17th-century teenager cursed by the Sanderson sisters and turned into a cat. Since then, Murray has starred in several well-known series including Hearts of the West, Boston Public, and JAG, Famous Family. What some may not know is that Murray isn't the only star in his family, with several other connections to the entertainment industry. The father of the NCIS actor was a Navy captain, which led to them residing in various military bases worldwide. However, when Murray was 15, his parents decided to part ways. In due course, his mother tied the knot with television producer and screenwriter Donald P. Bellisario, who became Murray's stepfather and future employer as he was the brain behind NCIS. Bellisario also produced Quantum Leap, Magnum P.I., Airworld, and Tales of the Gold Monkey. This union resulted in Murray and his brother Chad W. Murray acquiring step-siblings, Troyan Bellisario, star of Pretty Little Liars, and JAG actor Michael Bellisario. Both have made appearances in NCIS, with Chad also contributing as a producer on NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles. The wife of the McGee actor, Carrie James, whom he encountered in 2004 and wedded a year later, is not a celebrity as she is employed as a teacher. They welcomed their daughter Caitlin Melissa Murray in 2007 and their son River 3 years after. Caitlin, professionally known as Kay Ryan Murray, is an actress and made an appearance in NCIS in 2022 as Tegan Fields in the episode The Brat Pack Rumored Feud. It's no secret that there have been disputes on the NCIS set previously, most notably between Gibbs star Mark Harmon and Abby Ciuto's Polly Parrott. More recently, several publications have suggested that Murray has been at odds with Nick Torres actor Wilmer Valderrama. While the alleged rift between the stars has not been publicly acknowledged, a source spilled to Radar that there's been some behind-the-scenes drama due to both actors vying for the spotlight. The source dished, "There's no denying Mark's departure gave their characters room to grow. But you now have 2 actors who think they should be the star of the show." Wilmer considers himself the primary star, but Sean has a bone to pick with that. TV Talk: Gibbs gets prequel treatment in a NCIS, Origins. Trib Total Media TV writer Rob Owen offers a viewing tip for the coming week. Hollywood, California. Set in 1991 when the precursor to NCIS, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, takes up offices in repurposed World War II barracks at Camp Pendleton, the first thing one notices on the set of CBS's NCIS, Origins, is the fake palm tree outside the Quonset hut set. It's an odd palm tree that only has a trunk that rises 8 feet and then just stops. That's Hollywood magic/trickery at work. Because of the period setting, more Hollywood magic will be required on Origins, including digging for period-appropriate props. And in the storytelling, there are no DNA tests available. In those respects, it's quite a different world viewers enter in a NCIS, Origins, 9 to 11 p.m. October 14th, KDKA-TV. Because we don't have the DNA, we don't have the same kind of forensics. It boils down to character even in our case of the week, said NCIS, Origins, co-showrunner Gina Lucida Monreal during CBS's portion of the Television Critics Association's Summer 2024 press tour. We'll be able to go home with our investigators and see how their personal lives are affecting their professional lives, which will be a new element that we're really pushing into the show because it's going to allow for a deeper investment in our characters and in our world. In other ways, this NCIS is similar. Leroy Jethro Gibbs is younger and played primarily by a new actor, Austin Stoll, but Gibbs remains the hero, even if he's a newbie at the series start when he's recruited to join NIS, Naval Investigative Service, NCIS's forerunner. Mark Harmon, as older Gibbs, returns to narrate Origins episodes. With the narration, it's just been so wonderful to be able to write what that character is thinking, Monreal said. He's such a man of few words, so it's been good to be able to get inside Gibbs' head and hear how he's feeling. Harmon even appears in newly shot footage that wraps around the Origins 2-hour premiere. For now, these older Gibbs visuals are a one-off with no further plans for Harmon to return on camera. Week to week, he'll just narrate the adventures of a younger Gibbs who's still reeling from the deaths of his wife and daughter. Inspiration for NCIS, Origins, came to Sean Harmon, Mark Harmon's son, when he worked on the 400th episode of the original series. Sean Harmon played young Gibbs in flashbacks on the original NCIS, and is an executive producer on Origins. Something my dad has always said about the Gibbs character is that he's a guy who really has got something broken inside, a guy who at one point in his life is very much at risk of going down a much darker path, Sean Harmon said. What about this job made that choice different, taking a more honorable path as opposed to one of oblivion? I got to portray him as the bright and bushy-tailed young Marine who nothing horrible had happened to yet. The man you all know from the Mothership series is essentially a guy who's had 30 years to come to terms with some serious trauma. But that guy in the middle is a very, very interesting character. It's a guy with none of the answers and all of the trauma. It got the wheels turning as to, what could this be? For Stoll, he had to prepare for his audition to play a young Gibbs before he met Mark Harmon. I was going off of what was on the script page, Stoll said. This is a Gibbs that is dealing with the loss of his wife and child. This is not the Gibbs that you know, that the world knows right now, the team leader who's always so put together. This is somebody who's searching for his identity, trying to find himself and ground himself back in the world. It wasn't until I got in the room for my screen test that Mark came up to me and said 2 words that I'll remember forever: trust yourself. While Monreal teases a fresh, interesting and edgier tone, Origins co-showrunner David J. North assures NCIS fans the franchise's lighter elements remain intact, too. What makes NCIS so special is still there with the characters and the humor, North said. That includes NIS team members like Agent Randy Randolph, Caleb Feuds, a series regular, and recurring characters played by former Saturday Night Live star Bobby Moynihan as NIS Forensic Lab boss Woody Brown, and Tank Girl a star Lori Petty as Dr. Lenora Friedman, an assistant medical examiner. Feuds, a relative newcomer, made for love, The Kids Are All Right, seems poised to be the show's breakout character, thanks to Randy's charming, puppy-dog-like enthusiasm and comic relief potential. From my audition tape, they thought I was gonna be a little bit more nerdy, Feuds said while giving a tour of the show's forensics lab set on Stage 5 of the Paramount Pictures studios in July. Then they met me in person and were like, "This guy is stacked," talking about my muscles. Then, producers were like, "Okay, maybe he's a more capable detective." Expect few punchlines from Randy but more observations that fall somewhere in the comedic realm. "There are scenes of me kicking in the door with the team," Feuds said, "but my character will just offer some levity in a world where the themes can get dark." TV, NCIS, Origins. NCIS, is Torres getting a love interest in Season 22? Is Nick Torres, Wilmer Valderrama, going to have a new love interest in NCIS Season 22? It certainly sounds like that could be the case. Valderrama was on The Talk on Thursday, October 10th, to promote the new season, and host Cheryl Underwood suggested that the reason his character is so grouchy is because he needs love in his life, and she even has ideas about that herself. "I will tell you that obviously you know somebody because it is happening this season," Valderrama said in response. "I feel like he's been through enough of a turmoil, and I think he's learned a lot of hard lessons, and I think he's ready to open up himself to something else. Torres hasn't had the best luck with love, just look at the fact that he and Bishop Emily Wickersham didn't kiss until." NCIS, is Torres getting a love interest in Season 22? Is Nick Torres, Wilmer Valderrama, going to have a new love interest in NCIS Season 22? It certainly sounds like that could be the case. Valderrama was on The Talk on Thursday, October 10th, to promote the new season, premiering Monday, October 14th at August 7th C and moving to its usual September 8th C time slot the following week, and host Cheryl Underwood suggested that the reason his character is so grouchy is because he needs love in his life, and she even has ideas about that herself. "I will tell you that obviously you know somebody because it is happening this season," Valderrama said in response. "I feel like he's been through enough of a turmoil, and I think he's learned a lot of hard lessons, and I think he's ready to open up himself to something else. Torres hasn't had the best luck with love, just look at the fact that he and Bishop Emily Wickersham didn't kiss until she was leaving in the Season 18 finale. But given all that turmoil, something tells us that any love interest right now wouldn't be without its challenges. When NCIS returns, the premiere will answer a lot of the questions last season left fans with, Valderrama promised on The Talk. It's also going to set a tone for the theme of this season as well. You know that Torres has it in him, so he's going to be a bad guy when this season opens. Torres is also dealing with the fact that Jessica Knight, Katrina Law, took a job on the West Coast as Chief React Training Officer. Poor Torres. Every time he gets a family member, they leave. So he's like, "I'm going solo Torres again," executive producer Stephen D. Binder told TV Insider as part of our fall preview. He goes undercover with some bad people and it doesn't work out well. He gets into a lot of trouble. He's on this road of undercover loner, not really having relationships. Where does that road lead? We pair him up with a grizzled, hard-boiled private detective who is at the end of that road and is about to leave humanity behind and retire to some beach and drink himself to death. Is this Torres' future, or is he able to bring this guy back from the brink? What are you hoping to see with Torres in Season 22? Do you want him to get a new love interest? Let us know in the comments section below. NCIS star Sean Murray's life explored, from hocus pocus beginnings to family ties with Hollywood royalty. As NCIS is set to return for its 22nd season, Agent McGee star Sean Murray will once again be back on our screens. But what is there to know about the actor away from the small screen? NCIS favorite Sean Murray is set to return as Agent McGee, but what do we know about the actor's life off-screen? Season 22 of the popular CBS police drama is due to kick off on Monday, October 14th, with all the main cast members from the previous series reprising their roles. Murray will be back in the spotlight in the forthcoming episodes, once again portraying the endearing agent Timothy McGee. Having first graced our screens more than 2 decades ago, making his debut in Season 1, Episode 7, Sub Rosa, he is now the longest-standing member of the cast. Let's take a closer look at the life of the 46-year-old star, ahead of McGee and the rest of the squad returning for NCIS Season 22 next week. Early career. While Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler and Kathy Najimy may have been the headline acts of the classic Halloween film Hocus Pocus, it was Murray's first role on the big screen. In the 1993 movie, he played Thackeray Binks, a 17th-century teenager who had been cursed by the Sanderson sisters and turned into a cat. Since then, Murray has featured in a host of well-known series including Hearts of the West, Boston Public and JAG. Fast forward to 2003 and the actor found his new TV home at NCIS as Agent Timothy McGee, where he continues to flourish. Famous family. What some may not know is that Murray isn't the only star in his family, with several other connections to the showbiz world. The NCIS actor's father was a Navy captain, which led to the family living on various military bases worldwide. However, when Murray was 15, his parents split up. His mother later married television producer and screenwriter Donald P. Belisario, who became Murray's stepfather and future boss as he was the creator of NCIS. Belisario also produced Quantum Leap, Magnum P.I., Airworld and Tales of the Gold Monkey. This marriage resulted in Murray and his brother Chad W. Murray gaining step-siblings, Pretty Little Liars star Troyan Belisario and JAG actor Michael Belisario. Both have made appearances in NCIS, with Chad also working as a producer on NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles. Murray's wife, Carrie James, whom he met in 2004 and wed a year later, is not a celebrity as she works as a teacher. They welcomed their daughter Caitlin Melissa Murray in 2007 and their son River 3 years later. Caitlin, professionally known as Kay Ryan Murray, is an actress and appeared in NCIS in 2022 as Tegan Fields in the episode The Brat Pack. Rumored feud. It's no secret that there have been disputes on the NCIS set in the past, most notably between Gibbs star Mark Harmon and Abby Ciuto's Polly Parrott. More recently, several publications have suggested that Murray has been at odds with Nick Torres actor Wilmer Valderrama. While there's been no official comment on the supposed rift, a source spilled to Radar that competition over top billing has caused strain. The source revealed, there's no denying Mark's departure gave their characters room to grow. But you now have 2 actors who think they should be the star of the show. Wilmer considers himself the primary star, but Sean has a bone to pick with that. Gibbs and Frank's change dynamic in NCIS prequel series explained by creators. Gibbs and Frank's dynamic is set to change in NCIS Origins, with the upcoming prequel series showing Gibbs as a probie under Frank's mentorship. Austin Stoll, who plays the younger Gibbs, is depicted having an awe for Franks, in contrast to the leader he becomes in NCIS. In a recent interview with TV Line, co-showrunners Gina Montreal and David J. North highlighted an example of this new side to Gibbs, stating that his admiration is very interesting in regard to both characters. The way that Austin Stoll is playing it, the way he looks at Franks, you can see the bit of awe in his eyes, which is so interesting for both of the characters. Why this matters for Gibbs? His relationship with Franks is key to his legacy. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.